Hi, guys. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to a new episode of Chit Chat with Mikey. I'm your host, Mikey, and we're back. We're here. We're with the delayed episode that was supposed to drop last Tuesday, but we're dropping it this Tuesday. So, um, hi. How are you guys doing? Um, I'm sporting my Fairly Odd Parents shirt. And before we even start into this whole topic that we're going to talk about, I did want to apologize for the delay. I am human. I do go through some mental overwhelming problems. Before a lot of people start saying que estoy loca, que estoy histérica, no, none of that. It's just as I've grown older, I've learned that I suffer from anxiety and panic attacks. So I also have a role of wave of emotions that come with it. So I took some time to kind of regroup myself, to bring myself back to how I am, and I apologize for that. So with that being said, I'm not sure if that's even recording right now. I think it is recording. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the audio and I'm looking at the video and I'm just like, oh my god, what am I doing? So, how have you guys been? I mean, it's okay if you have your lows and your ups, but yeah, don't be afraid to share it with the world. Like I said, I am human, and with age, I've learned that I do, as a matter of fact, suffer from anxiety. So, um, I'm publicly opening up to this, and I'm saying that I do have my days and my emotions, and but that's life. You're part of growing up, I guess. I'm not sure. Um, with that being said, I hope you guys are all doing great. It is Tuesday, and we are here with a new episode of Chit Chat with Mikey. And today we're gonna talk about something more different, something more, um, I would say, in my area of my whatever you want to call it. The, I'm pointing at the stars. I'm pointing at the moon. You can't really see the moon, but um, yeah, you can see my mic. Don't think wrong. It's a mic. Um, we're gonna talk about sueños. Doop 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 doop. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but we're gonna talk about sueños. Okay, let's just go ahead and start the topic. I'm not talking about your average dreams, like your goals, your ambitions. No, 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 no. Let's get more, must kind of like fantasize. So we're gonna talk about sueños, like when you go mimis, and you close your eyes and you start seeing things, you know. Well, those are sueños are technically reflections of your fears, of your day to day stress, of your deep wishes, and why not talk about that? Because I know a lot of you guys probably have random dreams like I do, and you guys just choose not to talk about it. Now, I'm gonna dive into my little notebook of expertise, and before we even start fully going into details, we're gonna go into a little bit of background. So, sueños is when the body is completely sleeping, like we're shut down, like the third cycle, así como cuando dicen, ay, ya estoy en el tercer sueño, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, el tercer sueño significa when you're in your REM. So that's when you get your most vivid dreams, the ones that feel so real, the ones that you are like, oh my God, is this real? Is the division? What's going on here? That's when you're in your deep sleep. And those tend to last like around 5 to 20, no, excuse me. They don't last very long. They're very like, and then you wake up. Which is funny because I've always said that I'm a person that does not dream. But I discovered while doing this that technically I do dream, but I don't wake up on time to remember what I was dreaming. Which is kind of ironic because there's days where I will remember what I dream about and days when I don't remember anything. So, I realized that it's technically because I don't wake up on time to remember my dreams, which is kind of messed up if you ask me. But I just wanted to throw in there a fun fact that I also discovered. Um, we actually spend more than 2 hours dreaming per night, and each dream lasts about 5 to 20 minutes. But they're not always like, you know, they're just dreams that you have, sequel of dreams that you have. The ones that I'm talking about that we want to discuss today are the ones where when we're in our REM sleep. Those that feel so real, the ones that give you the images of your stress, your emotions, perdón, emojis, your emotions, your deepest fantasies. Those are the ones that we want to talk about today. And this is why I was like, why not? Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's chit chat about this. So I'm gonna go back into my little notebook of notes, set it to the side, and we're gonna begin our little show. So, how many of you guys actually remember your dreams? Let's start off with that. Like I said, I don't wake up on time, I guess, to remember my dreams. And if I do, it's very, very rare. And I kind of feel like that sucks for me because it's like I just don't remember them, and it's like, why can't I remember my dreams? Why can't you wake up on time, Michael? But it is what it is, you know. Um, I do remember a few. I'm not gonna lie. There's only a few that I remember. Um, but other than that, I don't remember a lot, really. So that's why I ask you guys: do you actually remember your dreams? Because that's what I have to say. So, with that being said, I'm going to end the show. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not ending the show. We're going to start talking about a little bit more. I mean, ever since I was like, story time. Yay, story time with Mikey, right? Okay. So, ever since I was like, what, 12 years old, I remember always telling people, I don't dream. I can't, I don't dream. I don't see anything. I just see black. And people would be like, "You're so weird." It's like, no, no, no. I would hear people be like, "Oh my god, I had this dream with blah blah blah," or I had a dream where the world was ending, or I had a dream where I became famous, or I had a dream where we went all la 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 la, like and this and that. And I remember like just being there, and it's like, well, I don't dream. I don't, I don't see anything. And people are just like, okay, what? And later on till I was like 30, 31, I discovered that it's because I don't wake up on time, like I've mentioned. I technically do dream when I'm in my REM sleep, but Michael doesn't wake up in time to remember them, and I'm just like, why? Are they not important? Are they not that important for you to remember? Are they just things that you shouldn't remember? What the hell goes on with you that you don't wake up? It's like, I have a very stressful life. Why can't you remember those? I have deep wishes too, like every other person does. Why can't you remember that? I we're not even gonna talk about fears, girl. We are not even gonna talk about fears because I am the person that has the worst fears in life. But I like to hide them well, hide them very well. So I'm just like, why can't I remember my dreams? It's one of like that's one of the biggest questions I have. Why? Why can't I wake up? Should I not wake up? Is there a reason why I can't wake up on time? So, the question to you is, do you remember your dreams? Oh, let me know. So, how many of you guys actually have had dreams? Deep wish dreams. I have, guilty of charge. Um there's actually been times Mira cómo soy, mira cómo soy. No me acuerdo de nada. I can't remember nothing. I can't remember any other dream. But then, my deep wish dreams, I remember. Que cochina. Te digo, I need Jesus. I can't with myself because it's like, actually, I'm back to my story. I do remember having a dream when I was younger where I was being chased by a bunch of zombies and the world was ending and everything was on fire and I was trying to run and like save myself for dear God, and I was trying to find my family and I was trying to find my friends and I was like, no one's here, and then I felt like I was gonna die because I mean all around me was fire, explosions, the sky was red, and then dead people were fucking chasing me, and I'm just like, why? I woke up and I was like, I remember that, but I can't remember anything. Like I can't remember if I'm gonna win the lottery. I can't remember if I'm gonna like be a famous celebrity. It's like, but I can remember someone's trying to kill me. Orale, chido, I guess. But that's what I also want to talk to you guys about. All dreams also have a significant. Is that how you say it? Un significado. Tienen. They mean something. So besides them reflecting your fears, your daily stress, and your deep wishes, they can also have meaning to it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. By that I mean like a lot of people say, oh, when you're pregnant, when you dream pregnancy, it means some new projects are gonna happen. When you dream, my favorite one in my family, in my household, there is cuando sueñas aguas sucias es porque algo malo va a pasar. Cuando sueñas aguas limpias es porque todo va a estar bien, todo viene positivo. Um, there's a classic one that I heard from somebody that said when you also dream that your teeth fall off, or your hair is falling off, is not because of stress, it's because someone's doing witchcraft on you. And I'm just like, oh my God. It's like there's so much about dreams. There's so much you can explore about this topic. So this is why I chose sueños, because it's like a lot of people don't talk about these things, and it's for me it's fun because I don't know if you guys have noticed, I love talking about things that people are afraid to talk about. Perdoncito, discúlpenme. Em, lo que a la gente le da miedo hablar, a mí no. A mí me fascina tocar los temas que ponen a la gente nerviosa, que les da miedo, que piensan que son supersticiones, perdón, no sé si así se diga. Pero me encanta todo eso, because it's like, pongo a la gente a pensar. Y mucha gente podrá decir, ay no, este chico está loco, este tipo está loco, X cosa, pero it's like, no, because there's always more to something. So, this is, it's insane because I guess, yes, it can reflect your all of the above, but I also love the branch that it goes to with the meaning of it. Like, is there a back meaning to it? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I did when I was probably like in my 20s. Let's see, I met my husband, I met Pepe when I was 22, I want to say 21, 22. Um, maybe in my eight, before meeting him, this was before I met him, I did have a lot of dreams that were more of deep wishes. And I'm not saying like, oh, like sex dreams. No. I'm talking about like I would dream of a mysterious man, which is kind of weird. Which is kind of weird. A lot of people said I was manifestando. I can't say in English. I don't know why. Manifestando my partner. But I would dream about a mysterious man. And I would wake up in the middle of the night. And see, I would wake up. At that point, I would wake up. I would wake up in the middle of the night, and like every other person, I would fall asleep with my pillow on my head. But then when I would wake up in the middle of the night, the pillow I would be like squeezing the pillow, like holding that pillow tight. But when I would wake up, when I was dreaming, actually, excuse me, when I was dreaming, I was dreaming that I was holding somebody, like a man, like this mysterious man. But then when I would wake up, it's the pillow. It was the pillow. I was just like, what the? I would be like, what the fuck is going on, right? I had a lot of those dreams. But then when Pepe comes into the story, those dreams kind of faded. And a lot of people said where it was just me manifestando my current relationship. And I was just like, that's kind of intriguing to know. And I was like, okay, maybe it's true. But then I've also had dreams where mine are very scattered. This is why I'm like kind of trying to remember what I've dreamt about. But I've also had dreams that were weird. And when I say weird, it's like one of my favorite ones that I can remember so vivid. And I didn't wake up for that one because I didn't want to wake up because it felt so real. It felt like I was living the moment. I was having sex in the middle of the party. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That one was, I was in a house, an old house, and I'm talking about like, imagine. You guys have to imagine a house like a horror movie house, like when it's an old small house and it's like wooden floor, creaking floor, and I remember that there was a a chimney, I guess you would say, like in a kitchen, and that was what it was. It was dark. It was nighttime, so the fireplace was lighting up the kitchen, and there was a table, a small squared chair table with one chair, and it had candles, but on that table there was a lot of sewing things like I'm talking about thread, I'm talking about buttons, I'm talking about needles, I'm talking about um, pins, alfileres, see, pins, fabrics. And I remember that I was kind of like towards a corner of the house, just looking at what was going on. And I remember that a lady walked in, but I don't ever see faces. That's my thing. And if I do, I don't remember them. And she walked in, she was tall, she was elderly, and she had like a white skirt. And I remember that she took a seat in the chair and she sat down and she started sewing and sewing and sewing. And oh, it was that what our abuelitas would do, punto de cruz, I guess, or that round thing where you kind of go in with the needle and out with the needle, and it's like you're making a pattern, like una telita. That's what I saw her do, and I didn't know who she was. I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know what it meant. So I googled it, and Google didn't give me much information. So I was just like, I don't know what that meant. So I asked my mom about any relatives that might have looked that way, and she said maybe it was your great grandma. Your great grandma was tall. She was. Till this point, I don't know, but it was a fun. For me, it was kind of intriguing because at this point, excuse me, at this point, I'm so used to not having visual. At this point, I don't know what it meant, but at this point, I'm being told that my great grandma. But I'm just like, I don't know. What did it mean? I still don't know. Um, Moving on from that dream, I also remember having a dream. Um, one of the most common dreams that I had when I was actually younger. It it wasn't even a full dream. This is why I found it intriguing when I found out that dreams are only like 5 to 20 minutes. Um, I don't know if you guys have ever had them, but it was they were so random, so scattered, so not often, but they were so scattered. It would be like me running and then I would be falling off a cliff, or I'd be on a swing and I would fall off a cliff, and I would feel it. I feel like I would brincaba, like I would jump in my own sleep, and never knew what that meant. A lot of people said that it was like end of cycles. You were starting a new cycle, letting go of people, letting go of attachments. But it's like, I was like 12, 13. I don't know, right? So that was one of the most common ones that I would have. And I remember those because of the little brinquitos que me pasaban. Because cuando me caía en el sueño, como que, like, así como les estoy diciendo, like, hey, wait, como que, like, ¿qué pedo? Y hasta sentía el corazón que se me, like, se me caía. Um, Así que tuviera sueños, así como, like, tipo, usted, tú sabes, así como que, tipo, así como sueños, no sé qué, estoy hablando un poco fresa, pero, um, dreams like that I've mentioned where, teeth falling and hair falling, never really had those. Pregnancy dreams, never had them either. New beginnings, which was like new beginnings. Um, the one I did have, this one's really good. This one, I also had a dream. This one's personal. I'm not gonna tell you this one, but that one's just gonna be kept for myself. So we're gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna move on from those little side dreams, and we're gonna start talking about how many of you guys have actually had deep wish dreams, like I had said previously, because I have, and it's kind of intriguing because in my dreams, when they're deep wish dreams, I tend to not to have. I've never really had like a sex dream. It's kind of crazy. The furthest I've had a deep wish dream was maybe just making out with somebody. That's personally me. I've never had the opportunity to have a sex dream. Not that I remember. Um, I think it would be kind of fun if you could have one, or if I could have one. It's like, why haven't I had one? I'm kidding. But the one that I do remember a lot was me on top of my friend, because this was a friend, making out with him, his hands fully on my body, mine are wrapped around his neck, and just like literally making out with him, full 9 yards making out. And that one I remember clearly. I remember, like, I felt like I was cheating on Pepe because I remember the dream felt so real where I was making out with him, and like I went and I started biting his neck. So I remember seeing that he had like bites all over his neck. I remember him. I remember the dream. This is so weird. This is what I remember. Like it was just yesterday, and it's not even. It's been so long, and him grabbing me and marking me, and then when I realized, because I was at the heat of the moment, when I realized, I was like, "Fuck, babe is gonna fuck me up." And I remember I woke up and I literally looked in the mirror because I woke up and I looked in the mirror. I was like, what's going on? I literally thought I was cheating on him because it felt so real, so realistic. And I was just like, órale, ¿qué onda con mi vida? So never, never have I ever really had dreams like that, but I had that one and it was just insane. Now, I'm gonna quickly look up something. Pero platíquenme, platíquenme. ¿Les ha pasado? ¿Les ha tocado así tener fantasías en los sueños? ¿Les ha tocado tener fantasías espantosas en sus sueños cuando los están correteando y que los sienten que los van a matar? ¿Zombies? Yo. O sea, nunca me ha tocado hacer algo como like, oh my god, te ganaste la lotería. Oh my god, desde lo... Actually, mi favorito también, perdón que me interrumpa la conversación. Discúlpenme ustedes, discúlpenme, mil disculpas. El soñar víboras. Ay, es como me encanta el clásico de soñar víboras. Acuérdense, en todas casas mexicanas siempre han dicho que cuando tú sueñas víboras o serpientes o X cosa, siempre son enemigos ocultos. Enemigos ocultos. Yo me acuerdo soñando en particular en yo estando en medio y un montón de víboras, o sea, negras, 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 negras. que me rodeaban, pero se me acercaba una en color dorado. Entonces cuando esa se acercaba, las negras como que se retiraban. Ra, 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 right? Y yo en pánico me quedaba ahí, pues qué chingados hacía, ¿verdad? Estaba rodeado, o sea, hello. Se arrima esta serpiente dorada y entonces las otras desaparecen hacia un lado. Cuando esta se me encima por mí, se me enreda por el cuello, se queda en el cuello, las otras no se arriman, o sea, se hace como un círculo alrededor de mí. Y por donde pasó queda abierto. Empiezo yo a caminar con esa serpiente, perdón. Esa snake wrapped around my neck. I start walking that path that it made. The other ones would not dare go by. And I was just like, what the? So I wake up and I tell my mom, I was like, hey, I had a dream where a bunch of snakes were, my mom was like, enemigas. Enemigas, son enemigas, enemigas. Límpiate con agua bendita. Límpiate con agua bendita porque tienes enemigas. Y yo, a la madre. No, un chingo. El agua bendita no va a ayudar. Entonces ya me acuerdo que le digo, pero tenía una gold, que esa era la que me sacaba. Oh, mira qué interesante. She's like, I don't know, but you should clean yourself with holy water. I'm just like, well, maybe I should just burn all of my enemies, like just set them on fire. Forget, fuck it, you know. Como dice el dicho de que lloran en mi casa, que lloran en casa ajena, que lloran en casa ajena. Yo porque quiero, yo no voy a llorar. Oh no, I'm too pretty to be crying. Pero all these little things que we grew up with, this is why I chose this topic, because it's not just about dreams that we have that are trippy, but the meaning behind the dream is what I love. There's so much to it, and then it's like subconsciously, it's like, ¿cómo te acuerdas? Like, for example, yo no me acuerdo. Y si me acuerdo, son muy pequeños los sueños que tengo. Como ahorita les platiqué, creo que de como unos 3 4 que me acuerde. Bien acordados. Y los otros además fueron pequeñitos detalles. Como like, cayéndome de un cliff. O cayéndome de un columpio. Y eso es además el momento, el caerte. No me acuerdo qué estaba haciendo. No me acuerdo si me venían correteando. No me acuerdo X cosas. Simplemente nada más sentía la caída. Y a lot of people can sit here and probably say, well, I remember this dream, and I remember having this dream, and I remember having a dream like this, and I remember having a dream like that. And I'm just like, well, I don't remember. I only remember 4. Those are my only 4 dreams I can remember. And it's insane. And it's due to the fact that I don't wake up on time. And then when I do wake up on time, it's so weird. It's like, why do I only remember certain dreams? Which is kind of weird. But estaba buscando en mis redes, quería saber qué significan los sueños espiritualmente, because this is lo que estamos técnicamente, that's what we're also talking about. We're talking about dreams, but we're also talking about what they mean and the meaning behind it, which is a spiritual way. And I'm sorry for the people that are watching the videos. I am totally, completely sitting on an angle. This is technically how I sit, but then I also have my mic right here because I had my little notebook right here. So I apologize in advance for that. And looking up what it means, it also means cuando sueñas, los sueños espiritualmente significan experiencias intensas que se perciben como mensajes del alma, guías divinas o conexiones con planos superiores. Es lo que significa. So I don't know if you guys have ever had dreams with people that have passed away. I guess those are like people trying to tell you messages, which I've never had. Not that I remember. That's my problem. That's my number one problem. Not that I remember, but if you guys have had dreams with people that have passed away, grandparents, parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, no lo sé. Just remember, they might be trying to tell you a message, might be trying to guide you through the right path, It is 2026. Dejen de tener miedo. También no, si no no conocen a la persona, tampoco van a invitarla adentro y decir, well, I'm in my dream. Would you like to come in? No, 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 none of that. Just remember, it's 2026. You dream of a family member, of a friend, anybody that was close to you and is showing you, telling you something in your dreams. Make sure you listen to them. It's a guidance that they're telling you. Stay away from that negativity. Um, yeah, if make sure you guys remember your dreams. Don't be a Michael. Don't forget your dreams. Um, but with that being said, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Because that's all I have to say for today. Pay attention to your dreams. Listen to your intuition. What that dream is trying to tell you. If you don't know, go ahead and jump on the internet. If it doesn't feel normal, then look it up. What is the meaning behind it? I recommend it. It will guide you to what you need to know. And just remember, you guys, that it's okay to have your days where you don't feel like doing anything. You have your days where you feel overwhelmed. Have your days where you will have. Si te tienes que aventar una lloradita, aviéntatela. No tiene nada de mal aventarte una lloradita, pero nada más recuérdense, get up and move forward. Don't stay there. Um, I wanted to let you guys know that I do have those little mental breakdowns so that you understand I am being openly with you guys. And um, if you want to go ahead and judge, then judge. I don't care. I'm 31 years old. I don't listen to judgment or criticism because me vale madre. That's just me. And with that being said, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your Tuesday. And you guys have a good night if you're listening to this at night. Love you guys. And see you next Tuesday. And I hope you like my Fairly Odd Parents shirt. Bueno, deuce deuce. Nos vemos.